All right, I am at the cages today because I need to fix some things in my swing. So I'm gonna go through a little hitting workout, about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna bring you guys along, and I'm just gonna talk through my workout and just kind of go over what I am looking to fix. Now, I am the type that if I don't swing regularly, my swing tanks. At defense, I feel like I could take years off and I bounce back in, no big deal. Hitting, not so much. So obviously I am not playing. I have not played in 14 years, but I just want to get my swing to look decent again. So we're gonna do a little workout. With that, I've got two new bats here that my friends over at Just Bats sent me. I have the new Easton Ghost OG and the new Easton Ghost Unlimited. I have not swung these yet, so let's test them out. Okay, so couple things that I want to fix in my swing. One, I am just not feeling comfortable in my load. I just feel so robotic. So since switching over to the left side a couple years ago, I have made good strides, but I just still don't feel as comfortable in my load and my stride as I did on the right side. So what I'm feeling like is when I'm loading, I'm just so stiff and I'm not really sitting into my back hip on my load. And then the other thing that I'm really noticing in my swing is I'm not getting to a good separation point. So once my front foot is down, my hands aren't really staying back as long as I would like them to. What I'm seeing is I'm getting my front foot down and I'm just almost like here, like I have no stretch. I want to get my front foot down and feel this. As my hips are going, my hands are still staying back like a split second later. So I'm gonna really focus on those two things. So what I'm gonna do to start is I'm just gonna go bottom hand to work hand path. I usually love to start this way. And I like to start already in my launch position. So I'm already loaded up and my front foot is down. And I'm gonna swing just to start about 50%, working on taking this bottom hand to the ball opposed to this motion. And with that, because it's a normal size bat, I choke up all the way. One other thing that I was noticing in my swing the other day, I came out here and just swang for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I was pulling off really bad. So I was pulling every ball, which I normally don't do or used to not do. So that's gonna be something I'm gonna focus on. I like to set the ball up like this with the seams vertical, and then I'm gonna be aiming for the inside seams. If I do that, my hands are leading the barrel, I'm staying inside the ball. If my barrel gets away from me, I'd be hitting these outside seams, and when I'm doing that, my barrel is leading my hands and everything's being pulled. And normally on tee work, what I like to do is, and I'm just starting down the middle right now, I like to work everything away. So I really don't want to pull any balls down the middle. Now, I'm not going to overwhelm myself too much this workout. But I really need to focus on using the ground. Like even on that one, I felt I was like on my tippy toes. I really want to use the ground to my advantage. So I like to, like I just did that there, if I feel like I'm lifting up a lot, I like to pause in this launch position and then almost like, I say bounce. I like to just kind of do this just to feel my feet almost basically like going through the ground. And I like to go about 10 to start. So I really want to make sure, for me, I want to be front shoulder down. I notice when I go to load, stride, and get my launch position, I'm almost like kind of tilted up, like or I should say my shoulders are tilted, and my chest is going up. I want to be more here. So as I'm getting set up, I want to feel that front shoulder down. Okay, now we're gonna go top hand, and I really wanna focus on taking this knob in the direction of the ball, but keeping my palm up from contact all the way through to extension. I have the tendency to get to contact and kind of rip my top hand out of the zone, and that's when I roll a lot, or just pull the ball. I already started up in my load again just to feel good launch position. This is my weakness here, my top hand, so this will be interesting. That feels a lot of upper body right there, which I don't want. I mean, yes, I'm working hands, but I felt like I was really just doing this motion first instead of trusting that top hand. That was better. I'm gonna do about 10 again. I will say it is tougher going like with a normal bat. So if you have like a smaller bat, maybe like a T-ball bat, I recommend that. Okay. I need this. That's what I want to feel. Yeah. Let my barrel get away from me on that one, meaning I got here. I want more this direction. Yeah. And this is why I'm like, I really love the tee. And I know I hear a lot of girls, they don't like it, or hitters. And I've been hearing more colleges not using tees. I personally love the tee. This is where I can figure out my mechanics. Front toss and live, I can't do that. I don't know, I can't do it. So I love the tee. It allows me to slow down and really feel. Yeah. This is what I need. One more. All right, let's pick them. Okay, now I'm gonna go high tee. High tee is my absolute favorite, and I usually do this every tee workout, or I used to do it every tee workout. I like to put it about chest height because it helps me work hands. You know, when I get in the habit of landing and I'm kind of, and again, like I talked about, my shoulder is up opposed to down. When I have my shoulder up, my hands are down, or my hands drop, and then I'm getting under everything. So because this ball is high, I have to really focus keeping this front shoulder down, knob to catcher, and then making sure my hands are a little bit higher than the ball when I'm getting in contact. So again, I like to start already loaded up, already in my launch position, so I can just really focus on hand path. And then eventually I'm gonna put everything together and I'll go ahead, load, stride, and then swing. So because this is so high, I like to start again at about like 75%, just to work on feeling this here instead of going full speed and swinging, pulling every ball. My goal, hit everything middle away. So I am not usually, I mean, Ghost, in my opinion, I feel like you can't go wrong. It just has really good pop. I'm normally not a double barrel girly because I don't know, I feel like it's heavy. This actually doesn't feel too bad. Granted, I've only had a couple swings, but it doesn't feel bad. I think it was the Advanced, the spring break one. I was swinging that the other day, and maybe that day I was tired or weak. I don't know. It felt really heavy, and it had good pop, but I wouldn't choose it. I didn't love it. But this one's, at least for right now, it feels pretty good. I swung a little too hard on that one. I still want to take it down a notch to feel. So front shoulders down, knob to catcher. I'm really making sure that I'm sitting. And when I say sit, like I want to think my back foot is like pushing through the ground opposed to being up on my toes or leaning back. Oh, got under that one too much. So ideally, yes, this is a little under chest height. I ideally don't want to hit the top of this net. Like I want to hit a line drive for this specific drill, because I want to focus on getting my hands a little bit higher than the ball and having this motion here opposed to this motion. I need to keep my head down longer, or stay down here longer opposed to this. Okay, line drive, but I pulled that. I don't want to pull it. I want to stay inside the ball. I'm going to focus on these seams closest to me. Not bad, but, and again, this is why I love a workout like a tee work, because I can just slow it down. I'm getting under. That one wasn't bad. Again, I really want to focus and really pinpoint getting this ball where I want it to go, which is a line drive. So I just need to focus on getting on top just a little bit more. So I'm going to focus, normally I'm focused on bottom half of the ball, but because it's so high, I want to focus a little bit more top half to let that ball fly. Oh. And let me just say this, it's not a bad swing. Yes, it's going up. Obviously it's a really high ball, but again, I want to be very, very disciplined with this specific ball. Okay, there we go. Took about, I don't know, 8 swings. It's okay. And again, I'm not training to be a pro or get a scholarship. I just want my swing to look a little decent, like it used to be. I'll go one more. Oh. All right, I'm gonna do about 5 putting it all together, so I'm not gonna pause in my launch position. Actually, you know what? I take that back, because what I wanna do is I wanna work on my load, because that's feeling a little wonky, so let's move to that. All right, I'm now gonna switch to the unlimited. This is a one piece, really pretty bat. Normally I don't go for one pieces, but I thoroughly enjoy the unlimiteds. Like I just had touched on it, in my load, I just feel so robotic, and like I'm just not really sitting and hinging into this backside. So I wanna work on that, and something that I wanna do is I don't wanna call it the flamingo drill, because I'm not gonna have my leg up, my front leg up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my front foot and I'm gonna just put it behind my back foot, because what I wanna feel is a little bit of like a stretch, and I say my glute, like the side of my leg, but I wanna feel a stretch here, because that means I'm sitting, and I'm really sitting in this back hip, but I also wanna keep my weight on the inside of my back knee. So I don't want to put pressure or put weight on my front foot going this way. I want all of my weight on my back foot, but I want to put my front foot behind me so I feel that stretch like I'm sitting, and then I can feel my weight in this front side. So what I'm going to do from here is just slowly start to take my step. As I'm taking my step, my hands are going away from my body, and then I'm just going to step and swing. And again, I'm gonna maybe keep this about 75%. Eventually, I know I keep saying that, but eventually I work my way up. So I'm gonna set up normal. I'm gonna feel or sit into this back foot. My back foot is pushing through the ground. I wanna feel a stretch on the side of my leg, almost like in my glute area. Weight's on the inside of my back knee. And then from here, I'm gonna slowly step, hands go back away from my body, and then swing. This right here, this is what I want to feel. So obviously I'm not going to be doing this in a game. I just want to feel that first before I go full speed, because when I go full speed, I'm just kind of like stepping in, I'm not feeling that hinge, and then that weight staying on the inside of my back knee. Front shoulders down. I feel like I'm jamming myself, hold on. Okay. I just told myself I was gonna swing 75%, and I want to do that, so let's take a little bit off so I can feel. I like this bat. I mean, honestly, you know, I know Easton comes out with a bunch of different bats. Normally it's just different colors, so like I had said before, I feel like all of the ghosts really kind of feel the same. This is a double barrel, but I don't feel the heaviness like I did on that, like I did on that spring break bat, but I guess if I really sit and think about it, I do feel more weight here. But when I'm swinging it, it feels good. Maybe the other day I was just tired. I don't know. I gotta swing it again. Yeah, this got good pop. One thing along with my load and feeling that hinge and my foot going through the ground, is I really want to focus on, once my front foot is down, feeling this as my hands are staying back instead of getting my front foot down and my hands leaking forward. Because when my front foot gets down and my hands are here, it's like I'm technically swinging with the hands in the middle of my body, and I'm not going to have good power that way. I want to be here before I fire. So if my hips can go a split second before my hands, I have that rubber band effect. Think like if you're taking that rubber band, pulling it back, and when you let go, it goes flying. That's what I want to feel. Hips are going, and then hands a split second later so I can fire. Oh, too much. Gotta take some speed off. 75%. Sit. See? That's what I need. This ball's flying. It must be the bat. Just kidding. Well, the bat has something to do with it, but I'm staying inside the ball. Good things happen when you stay connected. So you're staying here, and your hands are staying inside the ball. Ball goes flying. I'm sure other people, you're like, okay, it's not really going that hard. But for me, right now, in my stage of life, that ball's flying. Oh, I reached. All right, let's go 2 more. And I really love to do this type of drill, whether it's flamingo with your front foot up or your front foot is back. I love to do this drill because it allows me to slow down on my stride, because in, I say real life, in a game, I'm gonna go lefty. We don't wanna step, swing, and go. We want a slow load, a slowed stride, and then when our front foot is down is when we fire. When we go slow, we're able to get into a good launch position. We're able to see the ball better. I pulled that a little too much. Okay, let's pick them. All right, I'm gonna go back to the OG and swing full speed with it. Well, full speed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go load, stride, pause for about 1 second, and then swing, because I, again, wanna feel in my launch position, my hands staying back and feeling really, really grounded in my bottom half. I also wanna go slow here to feel that good load. I think what I'm gonna do, because normally I'm opened up and I just step and go. I wanna hold this maybe like a second longer so I can really feel hinging, almost like coiling into this backside. I can feel my weight in the inside of my back knee, but I can really focus on driving my back foot down in order to maybe gain or produce a little bit more power. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go really slow here, about a second, get my front foot down, pause for a second, and then swing. Oh, again, I have a ball. I need to keep my head down, that's what I need to do. I had to come out here, I'm in Florida. I had to come out here at 8 a.m. because it gets really dicey with the heat and the humidity, and I'm already feeling it. I should have braided my hair because it's sticking to my face and my back, but it's fine. Okay, and I want to say this too, because it is a big deal. For me right now, I'm just going down the middle. I have nothing to train for. I am not playing. So I just want to, again, get my swing back to decent. When I was playing and when I was giving lessons, I always start middle just for warm up, and then I'm moving the tee around. I'm going low and inside, low and outside, high and inside, high and outside, always moving it. I rarely have the tee down the middle, because when you get older, girls rarely throw the ball down the middle, and if they do, they miss. Hopefully you can hit the ball down the middle. But just keep that in mind. No matter where the tee is at, please have the tee set up in the right spot. Timing is everything. You can have the best swing in the world, but if your timing is off, it does you no good. So just a recap very quickly. When you get your front foot down for a ball down the middle, that ball should be about even with your front foot. For an inside pitch, when you get your front foot down, that ball should be about right in front of your front foot. For an outside pitch, when you get your front foot down, that ball should be right about on the inside of your front foot. All right, so let's go back down the middle. I'm gonna really slow it down here. Feel a good load. About a second. I'm gonna hold it a second longer than I normally do. Actually, you know what I need to do? Okay, as I'm sitting there, that was really hard for me to load. Another problem that I have, I want to start too much on my backside, so when I load, I really have nowhere else to go. So that's where I kind of start to feel robotic. What I want to do is shift my weight a little bit more in the middle of my body, so when I load, I have somewhere to go, which is into my back hip, keeping my weight on the inside of my back knee. So that reminded me. I paused too long because I was thinking too much. I need to think before I get in the box. Well, I need to think as I'm swinging, but I don't want to think too much. And I also don't want to, like that one, and I think that's why I paused, because I was thinking about my load. I drifted a little too much. I want, when I load, to really focus on keeping my head like where it's at, opposed to drifting too much. The more you move, up, down, back, wherever it may be, your eyes move, and when your eyes move, it's hard to see that ball. Let me start with my feet a little closer too. When I go too wide, it's really tough for me to load up. This bat, okay, I like this bat. I like the older OG. It's the same, I think they said technology. Nothing has changed, it's just, it looks really nice, but yeah, I like this bat. Oh, I think I jammed myself, or felt jammed there. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm struggling to feel. I'm gonna go 2 loads and then a swing. So I'm gonna set up, load, stride, pause, reset. Load, stride, pause, reset, and then load, stride, swing. Okay. Well, that's the drill I wanted to do, not the swing I wanted to take. So let's do that again. I'm still gonna pause on the third one in my launch position, because I still want to feel my hands staying back. I feel like my head's coming up a little too early. One thing that I love, and obviously I'm gonna do here when I edit, love videoing, because there are things you do that you don't feel. So it's hard to fix those things if you don't feel it. But if you go back and watch on video, you'll be like, oh dang, I'm dropping my hands or pulling my head. I had no idea I was doing that. So I highly encourage videoing yourself every workout if you can. On my front foot too much. I do want to transfer my weight from here to here and then take my backside, and I say here to here. I want to take my backside and really drive it forward, but it has to go up against something strong, which is my front side. When I am weak on my front side, my weight leaks forward, and then I'm on top of the ball, I'm just losing some power. All right, let's go one more. Still feel like I'm leaking too much. Okay. All right, we're gonna put it all together. I'm gonna go back to the unlimited, but I'm gonna do about 10 and just really slow down my load, my stride, making sure I don't wanna say pausing, because I feel like for me, saying pausing for myself helps me feel my hands back. I don't want you to think you should pause once your front foot is down, but I want to feel like a half second, or I want to keep my hands back a half second longer once my front foot is down. So I just, in my head, I say I want like a little bit longer of a pause. But whatever you need to think about for yourself, you do that. That's what I'm gonna do for me. So I'm gonna do, we'll do about 10 here, put it all together. And I want every single ball back up the middle or hit an opposite field. I do not want to pull one single ball. And notice when I get in the box, I'm not automatically just looking at the ball and going. Make a game like, look out at the pitcher. Do what you do in a game, create some rhythm here. Everyone's gonna look different. For me, I have like a little bit of like a, not rocking back and forth, but like a little circular motion with my hands. I feel it, same thing in my bottom half. Do whatever you do, just make it game like when you're on the tee. I'm coming up too much on my front foot. I really want to get my front foot down and feel like my both feet are going through the ground. It's about as hot. Or again, maybe it's just me. All right, this front foot. It's not a bad swing, like the ball's going back up the middle. I just don't feel as strong as I want to feel, because I almost feel like I'm trying to balance on my front, or like on my tippy toes. So I'm gonna go a little bit wider, see if that helps on my step. Yeah, that felt better. I don't know if I went any wider, maybe just I had to think about it, but that felt strong, or I felt more balanced. All right, I said 10. I'm gonna do just 3 more. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that was 7, so that's good. 3 more. I'm like stepping in here first. I want, as I'm transferring, to stay behind this front side. Nope, stayed behind, but pulled it. Sitting back too much. All right, last one, best one. I'll take that. Okay, so in my opinion, that was a good hitting session. Swing has just not been doing what I want it to do, and obviously I haven't been working at it, so that's not gonna work. But now that I did a little workout, I was able to really hone in on what I personally needed to fix. So if you are at home working on the tee, please make sure every single swing is quality. Don't just swing and be like, oh, I hit a bucket, but you have no idea what you were doing, or you had no rhyme or reason. Really hone in on your mechanics, break things down. You don't have to go full speed every single time, every single day. Just really though, think about what you are doing, take your time. I would rather like 10 good swings than a whole bucket of bad swings. And then with that, video yourself so you can see what you're doing if you can't feel it. Because again, it's hard to fix things if you don't feel it. So with that, these 2 bats, big fan. I feel like you can't go wrong with Ghost. I know a lot of people say they break, and I have not swung one enough or consistently to where I know about that because obviously I'm not playing anymore. But that aside, really good pop. If you aren't sure what bat to go with, and I'm not even saying Ghost, if you aren't sure what bat to go with, 1, Just Bats allows you to test bats for 30 days, but 2, their customer service is really awesome. So if things happen or you have questions, they are there to help you. I will link both of these bats in the description.